I know I'm kind of late to do this, cause I didn't review movies in a long time, but I think it's time me and Pokemon and my friend and my new friend and all my friends, old and new. Yeah, I think it's about time that I go back to reviewing movies, especially those that came out this year and last year, and the second half of last year, and so on and so forth. My name's Ian Lindsay, and today I'll be reviewing Plankton movie. Came out in this year at March 7th. We already watched the opening to this movie where SpongeBob sings about Bikini Bottom and his life there and all his friends and how it's the best place on earth. And he uses spatula like ukulele. Well, it's a pretty good scene in the opening. And I'm pretty sure so you forget that this is the beginning of the movie of everyone's favorite villain in the SpongeBob universe. That being Sheldon J. Plankton. As for what happens in this movie, once again, and as usual, he failed to seal the Krabby Super formula, like he usually does. Although, if I'm to be honest, I think I actually like Plankton better than Mr. Krabs. Especially when you watch Eugene Krabs in seasons 4 and onward. Mostly by the hands of season 7, as he's been spying on Plankton of his new scheme the whole time, ready to give the veil, knowing the good asshole Eugene Hero Krabs while Plankton was trying to steal the Krabby Formula, carrying Renovate the chum bucket into being a better, more satisfying restaurant. And saying he doesn't need to go around in order to be successful, especially when we know he should be improving recipes, especially Squidward in the episode Trying Efficacy from season 8. However, Plankton is not too happy about it. And it's him and Karen have a falling out. Okay. Leading to Karen unleashing her inner evil into taking over the world by herself, which Plankton can never do, mostly by himself, that is. And it's up to him and SpongeBob to stop her, and for Plankton to realize how much Karen means to her, and fix their relationship in order to stop her reign of terror from there. Just to let you guys be clarified, no, I did not watch the Sandy Cheeks movie. And I'm glad I watched the Plankton movie instead of it. Especially since Anime himself even states that Plankton makes a better movie than Sandy does. Not to say it's not something you enjoy. In fact, I'd like to see a movie Sandy Cheeks as the main character. But you all know. And how Anime says it doesn't do Sandy Cheeks justice. Yeah, I would still like Sandy Cheeks in the Sandy Cheeks movie anyway. And really want to see her family in that movie. Well, yeah, I'm at least glad I didn't see the Sandy Cheeks movie. And believe it or not, I haven't loved the movie based off SpongeBob SquarePants so much since probably Sponge Out of Water, which is actually my favorite of the 3 original SpongeBob movies before the spin-offs. I had to review it at some point. Maybe watch it. But as for the Plankton movie, one thing that people say like better, they don't actually focus around the live action bits of being in the real world. And the animation is definitely top tier, not just to SpongeBob, but to almost every single animation fan on Earth. As when Plankton has his backstories, when he first met or created Karen, and became friends, and later married, you get to see many different animation styles. Almost like anime and the old time shows. I do like the real animation in this movie as well. It's pretty solid, and made even better and fantastic when we get to the musical numbers. Which, yes, this movie's a musical. Like, What's My Name? Him with Karen, and the Plankton song. You know, while he's doing his big scheme. Enjoy bangers. And the characters, well, not all in yellow focus. They still are just as good as they were in the show, even in the modern anyway, especially ever since. Well, except for Mr. Krabs, that is. Well, obviously some people say that Mr. Krabs is more evil than Plankton, the usual villain in the SpongeBob series. which is not a good sign. And Plankton as the protagonist, this is pretty refreshing to see, especially on the good guy team. And trying to stop Karen and fix their relationship and save Bikini Bottom, who is accompanied by SpongeBob, who's actually the best part of this movie, and especially how he always sees the good in others. He even got his friends to go back to save Plankton. And when Karen's about to finish him once for all. Oh, after the falling out, something they had. Yet SpongeBob comes back with the gal pals, Sandy Cheeks, Mrs. Puff, and Pearl, who are Karen's friends, and then also helped him since the day, but not until later in the movie. But basically, while SpongeBob still admits how big a jerk Plankton and knowing how hurt he was by Plankton, when he finds out he's the reason Karen turned evil, Plankton really wanted to make things right. Especially once he realized the consequences of his actions. And he sings a song, how big a jerk he was. Yet SpongeBob still comes back to save Plankton anyway. And even got Sandy, the Pearl, and Mrs. Puff to help save the day and stop Karen's ring, along with her robot copies with different personalities. And the climax is very astounding, yet quite earth, but mostly a very enjoyable time throughout the last 30 or 25 minutes of the movie. And it's good to see, even though Plankton didn't foil Karen's evil plans anyway. Karen's and yet Plankton patched things up with Karen. And gone back to the old ways. Even though he is also helping the hero save the day. But Karen does not get mad at him, or actually hate him again for it. In fact, especially when you look in the backstories of Plankton with the different animation styles, she mostly does all this for him. Especially when you realize how much they mean to their lives. And it's basically the heart of the film, which is the relationship between Plankton and Karen. And Karen still doesn't hate Plankton, even after helping Sunshine. I'm sorry, your hands. Anyway, when he just made on. You're all. Yeah, Plankton, Karen still forgave, still did not show any evil to him anyway. And yes, Karen's obviously my favorite character during this movie, mostly and especially when we see her and Plankton's backstory, and how even after everything, especially stopping Karen's evil plan, despite him wanting to help her with her evil plans, and as well, she still loves him anyway. And Karen even says, with Plankton jerk, but she actually says, Son's playing a note saying that he's been a jerk. But really, Karen still loves him and says that he is, Karen used to say that Plankton is her jerk. And she still loves him no matter what. And the ending, with the reprise of Welcome to the Bottom, is a pretty good. It's a nice conclusion to the story. The story is like Sopranos not wanting to be happy ending for Karen, but he's ultimately stopped from trying to ruin Karen's happy ending anyway. Though Karen and Plankton Plankton especially in this movie, are way better characters than Mr. Krabs. Yes. Especially when we all know especially when you watch Mr. Krabs in the later season of SpongeBob, both back from seasons 4 to 7, and within modern, and with SpongeBob right now, nowadays. But either way, I still really like SpongeBob as being a part, especially when it was awesome, especially how everyone had this show in their childhood since the early 2000s and late 1999. Continue. And this movie, he actually is now my favorite of some movies. He's just beating SpongeBob Water by a smidge. The SpongeBob Water is still my favorite of the first 3 movies, but I think the movie is my favorite SpongeBob movies. Especially when first watching it. She had with my brother. They're during the summer. During the beginning of the summer, and so no. And most of the characters are still and most of the characters still retain. And most of the characters besides Mr. Krabs, and such. Though the rest of the characters, are also still just as good as some people used to remember them by. And they all at least retain their personalities. They're good ones, obviously. Although, well, yeah. And I definitely prefer spend time on a Plankton and Carrie and my Bikini Bottom over Mr. Krabs. Though I will still also hang out with the Gallon Pals and SpongeBob and such. Although we all know how downhill, Eugene Krabs has become ever since the seasons, the later seasons after the first movie, in season 3. Where he's gone, where he went from Harry and third here and five here SpongeBob top reputation now into to now one of, if not the show's most hated characters. Though Plankton didn't actually, she became a bad character, even when still as a villain. And especially reason why I love SpongeBob Water, as when he's on the good guy's side saving the day, he does it perfectly. And I really think Plankton should give up being evil in the person. And yeah, overall, I really enjoy the Plankton. Oh, this is honestly the best SpongeBob movie I had ever watched since SpongeBob Water. I'm not interested in the Sandy Cheeks movie, especially if you see clips of the movie and don't have to watch it. Don't officially watch it. Although, especially when I prefer the Plankton movie over the Sandy Cheeks movie, I would rather watch the first three SpongeBob movies after reviewing this movie. Well, I would honestly take the Plankton movie and the first three SpongeBob movies as well, over the Sandy Cheeks movie in every way possible. So, especially when I see why, seemingly, But yeah. Overall. But anyways, while Animac gave the movie a 6 out of 10 for some reason, that was close to 7 out of 10. Though I actually have this is now one of my favorite movies. Though being the first movie to beat Looney Tunes the day the Earth blew up. And the day the Earth blew up, back when I first watched the movie. And I will get into the day it blew up at some point. Where Looney Tunes the day the Earth blew up got a 9 out of 10. Got a 9 out of 10? Again, but yeah. The Plankton movie, I give it a 96 out of 100. 9.5 out of 10. And I am not watching a Sandy Cheeks movie ever in my life. Unless it's time for a family movie watch. With some of my newer cousins, with some of my cousins, since from the dad side of the family. And I think the Plankton movie, and I really recommend the Plankton movie to all SpongeBob fans and out there that watched the beginning and or had liked it all the way. Yeah. It's fantastic. The Plankton movie is a very fantastic. It's like almost 10 out of 10 essays. I'm probably even 96 out of 100. Right? But yeah, I think this is a better movie for you to watch, especially during the special videos. You should watch. And over the Sandy Cheeks movie as well. And it's definitely one of the better. And I say top 10 or 5 things. I think it's great. And yeah. It's a very great, it's a pretty awesome movie. Yeah. But what do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see ya next time.